Okay.
Ranger, an outcast, lurking among the shadows of the trees like an animal. You murdered one of my soldiers in the name of a filthy thief. Your guilt is...
Wounds of Udder.
Cute.
It'll take a better snare than that to catch me.
By the first ones, you're alive. I'm glad to see another living.
wound?
Now I would appreciate it if you could... Reach Clearfell. Find the miller.
This is like no sickness I've ever seen. Let's track down this. Stay dead.
I'm at home. In my head going under. Adds damage. You quiver. Summer's coming, I'm coming home. Got me feeling like I'm on my own.
Another string to my bow.
Wait. W?
Unnatural, but effective.
Wait. Bro, what was the point of that? That's stupid. You die, you respawn here. Okay. Oh fuck. Lord.
They die the same.
Who needs microtransaction? Augments. Wait, what?
Delton, please come inside.
Sleeper Ronaldo.
This place reeks of desperation.
You are in the clip, become the
Best be
clip.
careful who I
If you
trust.
can't be the clip,
Friendly
be the
sentiment,
clip.
blood poison.
Wait. Damn.
There's a beast of particular note you could
What?
choose your... Anything take your fancy? Deal.
Core damage, critical. Physical.
Till next time.
Tools of the forge turned tools of war. These are dangerous times.
Welcome to the camp, Aldi. I fear this. These are just some odds and ends of my buy.
A songbird makes for easy prey. She'd best watch her back.
This guy's level 5. Travel through clear. Oh. Very. Damn. Sure. How do we use this?
name's Farah. I'm far from home.
They weren't always.
Rude now, perhaps.
Let-
Speaking of. Ah, but look here. That was impressive. Now, some help seeker. Good up.
Going back if I never know. Put in here till you never know. Got me sing. Got me going. Do you know where I said? Hello? Hello?
Storming arrow.
I just sit here and wonder what am I doing and what?
My survival. Isn't.
Hmm. Wait, oops.
received reports of a number of villagers hiding at the Clearfell logging site.
Okay,
Travel
Jen.
there and convey my order to return. Anyone refusing my authority should be considered a traitor and a criminal. Deal with them as you see fit, but bring their bodies back to the manor.
Mud burrow.
These tunnels run deep.
Sorry, I was just elsewhere. These are just some odds and ends of mine. It's beautiful. I accept. Bye.
Oi, it's I. Take a pun. You know you want to. Bye then.
At least he's honest about being a liar.
Yeah.
Thunderous shot!
Oh shit. Oh fuck. Checkpoint.
treasure it. Stay safe, if you can.
Cook, 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 cook. Chip, 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 chip. Oh.
Got no pack space for that.
Mm.
Being used as a guinea pig in prison.
mine. I will treasure it.
You buy 1, 2, 3.
Oh, I like this one. Oh, I like this one. Bye.
Rotten witch! Fury!
Where's your mama?
Oh, now this. What have we got? Anything take your fancy? If you find a pint out there, do bring it back. Hey. Later.
I'm not a perfect human. You're not really here. 'Cause I'm not a perfect human. Whoa. Fuck. Wait. Ooh, yeah.
time to scale your business. It's time for Shopify. Get everything you need to grow the way you want.
160 pound versus 660 pound diet swap.
When a 160-pound bodybuilder swaps diets with a former 660-pound streamer.
I'll be eating the diet that made him his heaviest, and he'll be eating the diet that got me to my most shredded. Can we survive each other's biggest struggles?
I don't think this is gonna do it.
I feel like people overestimate a lot. Like, dude, when you look at my 600-pound life, those people are eating crazy more than what Ethan Bernard's eating. Like, Ethan Bernard got big, but I feel like they're eating just, like, constant amounts of fast food. Like, getting to that weight's really hard, but eating 8,000 calories in a day isn't as hard as you think it is. Like, an average person watching right now probably eats anywhere between 2,000 and 3,500 calories a day. Some more, some less. But, like, if you wanted to eat 8,000 calories in a day, eat half a cheesecake. Eat what you would regularly eat, and then eat 4 crumble cookies at the end of your day, and you just tacked on another 3,000 calories. Like, there are so many calorie-dense foods. Like, yeah, literally they're at Wendy's. You go to Wendy's and you get 2 Baconators. That's already a day's worth of food.
For me.
And who will break first?
I don't know if I can eat more. But first we need to take our weights to see how much we
I
lose.
think it's harder. Who will break first? I feel like somebody that's 160 pounds eating 9,000 calories is going to be harder.
And gain. My starting weight, 171.6. Ethan's starting weight, 442.2. Ready to eat?
Wow, he's lost 220 pounds. I wonder what that feels like on your body. Like, to weigh... Because when you weigh 660 pounds, like, walking is almost impossible. Just having that amount of weight on your body at all times.
Important meal of the day, breakfast. Ethan, are you excited?
I don't know what I'm looking at here, man.
Well, I'll tell you what you're looking at. You got a nice bodybuilding prep friendly scramble, 250 grams of egg whites, 2 whole eggs, some tomatoes, some green onions, and on top, feeling a little bit fancy, you got some black sesame seeds, my friend. It's only 299 calories and 40 grams of protein.
I'm not doing all that, bro. What are y'all eating for breakfast? Part of me doesn't want to ask that. Some of y'all probably like Eggo waffles and Nutella. 9 of them. Nothing. Okay.
Nothing more,
I'll
nothing
wake
less.
up and there's days where I'll wake up and I won't eat for like 3 hours because I'm just not hungry. But I'll still eat a breakfast usually. Sometimes I'll skip. But I would say on an average day, I'm eating a case of blueberries, a bagel, a Dave's bagel, protein bagel with butter, and then probably like 3 eggs worth of egg whites.
What is in this bowl? What is this amalgamation?
Oh, this is the breakfast of champions.
That's what we're calling this?
Yeah.
Just having the shits.
Okay.
So it's 2 black bean burgers.
Wait, let me pause you there. Black bean burger in a breakfast scramble?
Yeah, dude. It's like a hash brown with a little more taste.
All right, sorry to interrupt.
3 apple Gouda brats, 5 scrambled eggs, and a mound of cheese.
And this is 1,800 calories, 104.
That shit probably tastes so good, though. 120 grams of fat. Oh my god, the artery fucking clogger.
42 grams of protein.
Yes, I did.
You're getting your protein in with 199 grams of fat.
109.
Dude, that's the start of the day.
119.
Oh my God.
119 grams of fat. The crazy part about this, they're the same amount of volume, and it's 6 times the amount of calories.
It's so weird, like, seeing this meal put together for the first time in so long.
That just goes to show you how far
You know what's weird is, like, I would rather eat this, and I'd enjoy eating this more, but, like, have you ever had, like, a spicy chicken sandwich from Popeyes? And while you're eating it, you're like, wow, this is amazing. And then an hour after, you feel like somebody hit you with, like, a sleep dart. Like, you're like, sluggish. You could have just gotten up, eaten the spicy chicken sandwich, and then immediately been like, I feel like I need to sleep for like 6 hours.
Bernard. He used to weigh a staggering 660 pounds, but in just 15 months, he's turned his life around and is now down over 200 pounds. But to get up to 660, he had to eat a ridiculous amount of calories every day, something I'm not sure I can do.
I'm starting to feel this sit heavy in the stomach right now. You know when you feel it just kind of slide slowly down your stomach?
Don't worry, this has enough fat to lubricate it on the way down.
But I knew I had way bigger meals ahead of me, so I continued to
Is it a bowl of nachos?
push through.
David God.
Powered by the latest Intel Core Ultra processors, I can totally keep my core under pressure.
Cool to the max with the HyperX Omen Max 16.
Guys, if you're still balding in 2026, what are you doing? There's an easy solution. It doesn't cost tens of thousands of dollars. It doesn't involve surgery or weird shampoos. It's a once-a-day chew through Hims. Finasteride and minoxidil, 2 ingredients to stop hair loss and help regrow hair. Plus, it includes a proprietary blend designed to support healthier hair.
Before you clicked this video, you thought we were alone in the universe. You thought aliens had never visited us, didn't you? How naive you were. You're lucky you clicked on this, because now I'm going to drag you kicking and screaming into the light of the truth. You won't be able to go back to your previous way of experiencing this life. Because now you're going to know, not only are aliens here, these fucking perverts are coming to do stuff to our behinds and our fuckholes, dude. These guys are filthy. And I just learned about a new drop here, specifically on Skinny Bob. So as you know, I keep my finger on the pulse of all kinds of UFO and alien-related releases and videos that start popping up. And YouTube served me one today from like a very big channel that I think extensively covers this, like exclusively. And the title was New Skinny Bob Footage is Breaking the Internet. And I thought to myself, well, Skinny Bob? Never even heard of that dumb bastard. What's he doing these days? Who's Skinny Bob? Where's he from? Is he an Andromedan? Like, what is he? So I obviously clicked on it, and it's mainly like a montage of UFO videos that have been like making the rounds recently. And then at the very end, it's Skinny Bob footage. But I'll show you like the first UFO video that they cover, and then we got to talk about Skinny Bob. And we also got to talk about hygiene. You got to upgrade your hygiene. Go to usecheeky.com, get the best soap in the universe. And if you're a big fan of bleach, we got our new Bleach 1000-Year Blood War collab, 4 new scents. We also have deodorant available now too. So the aliens might not be visiting us because you stink, and you can fix that by using Cheeky soap.
All right, let's get a close-up look. I blew up the original video to the right about 300%, and we're looking at something incredible. Broad daylight sighting of the sport model flying saucer. It looks metallic. Everything seems to be matching up. I don't see any manipulation. Look how large this craft is, and it's slowly rising.
Sport model, eh? Shudder thinking about the luxury model. Holy Toledo. Why are they so short? Why are they fitting into like this, what seems to be like tractor tire sized flying saucer? Like even I at 5'6" couldn't squeeze my tight bussy into there. What are they doing? And how many are in there? Is it a solo traveler? I find that to be unlikely. If there's one thing I know about these specimen, they love to travel in pairs, and just like exhibitionists, they have this insatiable urge to fuck on other worlds, and they've been choosing ours as the hot spot for decades now, maybe even hundreds of years, centuries perhaps. So I think there's probably a group of no less than 50 or so aliens in there having just a fucking orgy. Swingers. Because, I mean, why else are they just sitting there stationary? Like, I don't think it's just one guy in exile that they've condemned to this planet. Like, and if they did, why is he just sitting there in the middle of nowhere around some trees just doing nothing? They must be busy in there. Like, I highly doubt they'd need to get that up close and personal with the fucking trees in order to study them. They have the technology to get here. I'm sure they have the ability to scan the environment and learn about our foliage and our trees without needing to go boots on the ground and hover around them. fucking smelling them. So they must be doing something else in that ship. And this is no doubt a real flying saucer, I would say. You can't fake something this good looking. But anyway, I know that's not what we're here for. We're here to learn about this new Skinny Bob Disclosure Day type shit. This new big Skinny Bob dump. Big release.
New drop. Skinny Bob made the rounds approximately 14 years ago. Now there's a new drop coming in. And we're going to be covering some of the videos that have been making the rounds. We're looking at it right now. Apparently coming in from the same source that dropped the first Skinny Bob. And look at this huge craft. We see some people observing it on the tarmac. Again, we're kind of watching it in real time. It looks like something crashed. There's some smoke going on. All right. Let's just kind of look at what's coming in from this Super 8 footage. It looks like black and white. We see some being on the ground. And there's another... That's Skinny Bob, or is that another Skinny Bob? He looks a little different.
So it could be his twin brother, could just be someone not even related to Skinny Bob. Unironically, this is actually how the end of Disclosure Day looked. Where they just had, like, videos of aliens eating cereal and shit, and, like, hanging out with the humans doing, like, this. And everyone was, like, crying and shit as, like, the news host tearing up. This is unbelievable footage as an alien's hitting a fucking kickflip or something that they're showing video of. I mean, it is basically one-to-one with this Skinny Bob footage. This is the Skinny Bob footage. I'd never heard of that. It apparently was a YouTube video, a couple of YouTube videos actually, that dropped back in like 2012, 2011, 2012, somewhere in that general ballpark, that people just immediately took as legitimate because they wanted to. Even though I think it's blatantly obvious not real footage of an alien or anything.
We're not saying this is legitimate evidence by any means right here at Third Phase Moon, but the Skinny Bob phenomenon, it's made the rounds, and look, we're getting new imagery coming in. It's cool just to watch, right, Brent?
Very cool, to say the least. Look at this. Yeah, it doesn't look. It looks like a different, Skinny Bob from the original. This one has different, facial features. Almost looks a little bit more menacing, not so friendly like, but. It does have a cuteness at the same time, too. He seems maybe a little scared.
I would agree with that high-level analysis. It doesn't seem as friendly, but it does still have that cuteness around it. Very kawaii, I would even say. And it also has a really good sense of fashion. Did you see it was dressed up in like a really tight turtleneck there for a moment? So it understands us far better than I would have expected it to. That is a very hard fit. He is quite drippy. And that might be the scariest thing about this new Skinny Bob.
With Google Play Games, you can play unlocked.
Will not be dripped out. Right over the card.
Some sort of esoteric phenomena that is still incredibly popular among those of my generation who grew up with cable and could watch Cartoon Network. Unfortunately, I was not one of those people. We had DVDs, remember those? Over the Garden Wall is a 10-part miniseries released in 2014 that's quickly become a cult classic. I mean, holy cow, dude, look at the Rotten Tomatoes rating. I've never seen people agree so much in my entire life. Usually most TV and movies have a massive disparity between the audience and critics score one way or the other. So today I wanted to quickly go over each episode in order, pick apart some of the mystery of this show, and then toward the end we'll get into the themes and all the meat of this cinema. Just a warning, this video does contain spoilers, obviously, for those of you who haven't seen the show and want to, which I mean all of you should. But if you have seen it, make sure to grab a drink and relax as we take a journey into the unknown.
It's a rock fact!
I've separated out this intro montage as its own section because there's just so much to unpack here. If you haven't seen the show before, you might think that every beginning clip from this montage is just strange random things that have nothing to do with each other, but it's only on the second watch that you get to see that every single image in the show is intentional. Now, some of them may seem obvious. We get to see Mr. Endicott, who shows up later in episode 5, and his encounter with the ghost. You can also see Jimmy dressed up in his gorilla costume performing at the circus, and even Greg taking the rock from Miss Daniels' yard. There are just two of these scenes that I really didn't understand until I took a closer look though. The first is this one. You see here, you can pick out the highwayman and all the other characters in the tavern in episode 4, but why do they look like statues? That's because even though we never see the shelf of toys anywhere else, it's the shelf of this guy, the toy maker, who sings a song for Wirt. And at the very end of the series, in the final episode's last montage, we see him add Wirt to his collection, right next to Beatrice, Greg, and the frog. The other one that confused me is the boys setting this toy boat down a river. These are not characters in the show, they never show up in any episode, but if that boat looks familiar, that's because it's the boat that takes the gang down the river in episode 6. Maybe that should have been enough for me, but it wasn't. I needed to know who those stupid kids were, so I did some digging. I noticed that the boat just isn't a boat, it's named. In this frame we can see the ship is named the McLaughlin Bros. And who are the McLaughlin Bros, you may ask? Well, there were actually two men, John and Edmund McLaughlin, who founded a publishing firm under that name in 1858. This company produced and published children's books specifically, even working their way into
Spooky, scary Sundays.
Whoa.
What's that?
I just built a budgeting app in Base 44.
Guys.
You're not a Viking.
The How to Train Your Dragon movies not only manage to do something that most other films haven't even considered, but it does it at an unparalleled level.
You're not my son.
It literally grows up with its audience. This all starts from the first film. While it's watchable by anyone regardless of age, the true target audience for the first movie is of course kids. The second film, releasing 4 years later, is now targeting that same audience who are now teenagers. And the third movie, another 5 years later, is once again for that same audience, but now they are entering adulthood.
The M word.
And brilliantly, they had the characters in the films encounter problems similar to what their audience would be experiencing at those ages. Despite the first movie's target audience being kids, we can also agree that it also accounts for the parents' perspective, since they're the ones bringing the kids to theaters. In this case, parents would relate to what Stoic is going through, someone who's having a hard time connecting with their children, someone who lived a very different life from the one their kids have now. For many like Stoic, it's hard to adapt and see the world from their child's point of view.
But you will kill dragons.
Leading to this growing gap between them that they desperately want to but don't know how to close. And on the other hand, Hiccup is like that kid trying to do something different, having to build up enough courage to stray away from what your parents are saying is right, because you know what's best for yourself. It's a simple scene and a simple concept, but masterfully crafted. And that's a compliment I can extend to this series as a whole. The core message the first film wants to teach to its audience is a lesson in identity. In the first movie, Hiccup constantly says that he wants to be a real Viking.
I just want to be one of you guys.
And so he goes about trying to mold himself into a person he isn't meant to be. Because a Viking is not what he truly wants. What he wants is to fit in. But at this point in the story, he doesn't really recognize this inner conflict yet. It's only once he's given a real chance at being a Viking that he realized it wasn't the right path for him. This is a super important lesson, especially for kids. When we're young, we're greatly influenced by our environment. Friends, family, or pretty much anything can very easily steer us into behaving a particular way, when in reality it might just be us trying to fit into the group, to be accepted. And that's pretty much exactly what happens in the story. Everything Hiccup does up until he meets Toothless is all about trying to fit in with a group that just isn't meant for him. And it's only when he was given a chance to act independently and without influence, as he hides away with Toothless, that he really figured himself out. In real life, it's very much the same case. A lot of times, even as adults, it can be confusing to tell who we truly are. Strip away all our responsibilities and obligations, as well as muffle every opinion or belief which isn't our own, and even we might be left with a tough question to answer. Without everything else that influences me, who really am I? Eventually, this conflict in identity between Hiccup and what Stoic wants him to be leads to this bubble of emotions bursting in a spectacular scene. And I'm mentioning this again for a reason, because before the scene ends, there's this final shot that I think is just done so well, where we see Stoic get taken aback by his own words and actions. He staggers, eyes widening at the realization of what he just said to his own child.
You're not a Viking.
Okay. Okay. Hold up. I will be back. do.
They call this place Tongir's Grave. The grave has a heart and mechanism. It's basically a living golem that can move on its own. I suppose. As for me, I think I'm gonna leave now.
coming to end now. Got you. Try to dodge this. Got you. Got you. Got you. Try to dodge this.
L-shaped desks are for the weak. They just take up more space. Get yourself a long desk.
Try
And put y'all on
to
the
dodge this.
The woman is tied up and hanging from a blind old man's home, but she brought it on herself. She had learned that the old man received $1 million compensation after his daughter died in a car accident. So she recruited 2 accomplices and planned on pulling them to steal the money. The 3 wait until late at night.
It's like a good start. Seems so unfair. Look, they're like perfect cubes. Before you actually judge, let's look at our cuts. Yours aren't even real cubes. Those are like rectangular prisms. I mean, this is like laser precision. As a chef, do you want smaller cubes like that or bigger? I mean, it takes more skill to make smaller cubes. I rule in favor of our robot overlord. Speed round number 2, we're going to be testing your stirring skills. Facing off against an army of live stirring robots. Once again, with they are very cute, thank you. Because stirring just 1 pan wouldn't be much of a challenge. We each have 5 pins, but there's just 1 of me, and there are 5 robots. We're going to be stirring 5. So we should go home.
Roll report pin. Love me some Japanese food.
I just sometimes I wonder about this world. Sometimes I wonder about this world. Yeah, that's going straight in the living room.